In this video we're going to take a look at 8th and 16th note strumming systems. So these are really handy to know if you want to be able to do vocals, whether that's in a lead or a backing capacity, if you want to keep in time when recording, and also keep your consistency up. What these systems do is they really make rhythm playing a lot more automatic and a lot more intuitive. It removes a considerable amount of the thought process. Now, when I say 8th and 16th, you might not know what that means. You don't particularly need to, but just to clear that up, I'm talking about note values. So I prefer the American system where they say whole note, half note, quarter note, 8th note, 16th note, rather than crotchet, minimum quaver, semi-quaver and that sort of thing. So I think it's a lot more to the point, it's a lot more direct. So for example, this is a whole note. It would take up a complete bar of 4/4. All these examples will be in 4/4. And by 4/4 I mean there would be 4 fourth notes making up the bar. 4 quarters equal a whole. So the next thing you'd have here would be a half note. So you get 2 half notes to make up the bar. Right. Following that, you have 4 quarter notes. So 4 quarters equaling the whole. On from that, you have 8th notes. So you're probably getting the hang of this now. 8 8th notes to make up the whole. And after that, 16th notes. So 16 16th notes. It does go on to 32nd and 64th, and then further than that. But they're not often used in music that commonly, so I'm not going to bother looking at them just now. The first example here, what we're going to do, I'm just going to pick a G chord, right, because that's a pretty standard chord, you probably know that. The way I'm fingering it on a side note is I often don't bother putting this finger down, so I'm just going 3rd fret, the A string's choked out by my middle finger, open D, open G, and then I'm doing the 3rd fret on the B and the E strings. The reason I missed that out is it often sounds a little bit muddy. More in an electric guitar context than with an acoustic, but I tend to do it force a habit now. Paul Gilbert endorses this voicing of the G, so you're in good company. So back onto the topic, what we're doing here is just 4 down strums, and you just want to count the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'd go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Now to help with the timing, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in adds in between the numbers. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... But I'm still just going to strum downward on the numbers. So we'd have 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add. Okay, we'll do that one more time. 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add. Now what you might notice there is I'm kind of coming up on the adds, but I'm not actually strumming anything. This is crucial to the 8th note strumming system. But what we're going to do now to make things a bit easier, because it can sometimes be difficult to ignore that strum, is we're just going to play all. So we're going to go 1, add 2, add 3, add 4, add, and we're going to strum all of them. So every number will be a down, and every add will be an up strum. Okay? So we'd have 1, add 2, add 3, add 4, add. And again. 1, add 2, add 3, add 4, add. So as you may have discerned, the rule here is that every number will be on a downstroke, and every add or offbeat in muso terms will be on an upstroke. So in this next example, if we were to miss out the numbers and just play the offbeats, we'd get this 1, add, 2, add, 3, add, 4, add. Cool, I'll play that again and I'll just loop it, play it 3 or 4 times. So 1, add, 2, add, 3, add, 4, add, 1, add, 2, add, 3, add, 4, add. Only did it twice, but I think that's enough to get the gist. Now you might notice if you mute the chords, so you do a really staccato thing, you'd get a kind of raggy feel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not really necessary for this video, but it's interesting to note that something as simple as playing on the offbeat can immediately make you think of a genre. If I went for a minor chord, it might be a bit more obvious, or put in a slight progression. Instant reggae. So now we can apply that to a slightly more interesting strumming pattern. So here you'll notice we've got a strum on the down, nothing on the add of 1, then you've got 2 add 3, all being strummed, nothing on the add of 3, and then we've got a 4 add. So you'd have 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add. Okay, do that one more time. 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add. So if I do it a bit faster. just play it back a few times on itself. So what I'll do now is I'll speed that up again and we'll just loop it on itself. So we got. Sometimes it helps to say up and down rather than 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add. So I'll go through that this way and see if that helps. So we got down, down, up, down, 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 down. So for this to work, you really need this hand just to be going automatically in an up, down manner. You can just sit and do this, you look a bit of a nonce, but it does help and kind of make your right hand more automatic because you want to be able to just speak over the top of it, and that means this is just muscle memory going on, you don't really have to think about it. So you can apply this to slower rhythms as well, and if you keep your arm moving it'll help you keep the time. So for example, this next one we're just strumming down on the 1 and down on the 3. So we have 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add, 1 add, 2 add, 3 add, 4 add. It's really simple, but if you keep your arm going, if you're playing by yourself, say you're doing a solo set or a pub gig or something, just a small thing, or even just playing at a party or barbecue, the tendency to get nervous and speed things up is reduced significantly because your arm's keeping the tempo for you. Cool, so let's apply that to another standard strumming pattern. Here we got a down, 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 up, okay? Down, 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 up, down, 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 down. Right, what I'll do, again like I did before, is I'll speed it up and you'll probably hear it as a kind of really generic strumming pattern. So it's down, 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 down. Right, now we can do a very similar system, but it needs to be slightly different for 16th notes. So if you think about it, there's twice as many notes in the same space. So what happens here is the downstrokes now fall in numbers and the ands as well. And there's 2 letters that people commonly use, E and A. Now these are nothing to do with chords, this is just a way of helping you keep the timing. So instead of just going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we're going 1 E add a, 2 E add a, 3 E add a, 4 E add a. So because you're adding those extra strums, this is why the downstrokes are now on the add beats as well. So if we just do this example here, they're all downstrokes, so it's be 1 add 2 add 3 add 4 add. We're going to add the extra counting in as well, the E's and the A's. So you'd have 1 E add a, 2 E add a, 3 E add a, 4 E add a. So it's exactly the same principle, that my hand's coming, up and I'm just strumming the downstrokes, but we've changed the way we count it to compensate for having more notes in the bar. So what we'll do now is play on the off beats, but in a 16th note context. So here the up strums are on the E and the A. So we'd have 1 E add a, 2 E add a, 3 E add a, 4 E add a, 1 E add a, 2 E add a, 3 E add a, 4 E add a. So I'll just say down and up this time because that's sometimes easier to focus on. So we'd have down, up, 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 down. Hopefully that was okay to follow, not too weird. The next example, what we're going to do is just do down, up, down, up, down, up, all the way from the bar. So we'd have 1 E add a, 2 E add a, 3 E add a, 4 E add a, 1 E add a, 2 E add a, 3 E add a, 4 E add a. Now you can get this as down, up, and down, up as well, but I'll leave you to do that yourself. If you want to say down, up instead of 1 E add a, that's your call. Just do what's easiest to get the rhythms in your head. So this next example is a bit more complex. It's syncopated, which means it's kind of off the beat. So we'll break this down first of all. We've got 1 E add up, so down, down, up. Next 2 you don't strum anything on the 2 and the E. Then we've got a down, up. Then you've got 4 upstrokes, so on the E of 3, the A of 3, the E of 4, and the A of 4. So I'll play through that now. 1 E add, 2 E add, 3 E add, 4 E add, 1 E add, 2 E add, 3 E add, 4 E add. So I'll say up and down this time, I'll loop on itself and I'll play it a bit faster. Down, up, down, up. Hopefully that's made sense and you're keeping up. This next example is a bit more syncopated, so we'll break it down again. So you got 1 E add a, 2 E add 3 E add 4 E add. So now I'll speed that up and I'll loop it on itself a few times. 1 2 3 4. So you might find that difficult because it's not playing on the one beat, but if you just keep counting in your head 1 E added, 2 E added, or you keep that up down thing going, that should help out. Thankfully this next strumming pattern does start on the first beat of the bar, but still a bit of a tricky pattern, so let's break it down. We've got 1 E add, 2 E add, 3 E add, 4 E add, 1 E add, 2 E add, 3 E add, 4 E add. It can really help if you keep the 1 E added, 2 E added counting system in your head. Another thing to do is to just mute the chord, so you just lay your fingers over the strings so you get that sort of percussive sound, and then have a quick go at it. So you'd get this. Right? So it's exactly the same. Sometimes hearing it in a really rhythmic context, so without any chords or melody, does help nail the rhythm in more. So with that in mind, let's go through it one more time. Well done. I know some of those last examples have been a little bit tricky, so this one here maybe not quite as bad, but still a little bit more complicated than just playing on the downbeats like our first example. So here we've got 1 E add, 2 E add. So what I'll do is I'll apply that last trick that we did in the video of just muting out the chords and playing the rhythm, okay? So you might recognise this. This is the same rhythm that they use in the start of the Foo Fighters song 1 by 1. Of course, because that's on electric guitars and they want a pan muted thing, makes more sense to do all downstrokes. So if you're wanting to apply the up-down strumming system for 16th note patterns, this is how you do it. With a pattern like that, it's very easy to fall into swinging it, so you'd have still the exact same thing, just swung it a little bit, more of a side note than anything important there. Right, so just to recap there, for 16th note strumming patterns, all the numbers and all the ands are downstrokes, all the E's and all the A's are upstrokes. So it's a kind of bonus thing. It's maybe worthwhile talking about triplets using the strumming system and how to tackle those. Essentially, a triplet is 3 notes in the space of 2. So if you want to visualize it, you can maybe think of a circle into 2 halves would be the normal notes, and then a circle split into 3/3 would be the triplets. So what you do here is you basically, whatever note the first strum of the 3-note triplet pattern is on, you just keep that going. So if it starts on a down, you just do them all downs. If the first note of the triplet is an up, you do all ups. And because it's 3, it will work out fine in terms of your strumming pattern, meaning that for the rest of the bar after the triplets, all the downs are still downs, all the ups are still ups. Cool, so hopefully that's been of some use to you guys and made sense. As always, if it doesn't, please leave a comment below, and feel free to share, like, subscribe, and that sort of thing, as I do very much appreciate it. Cheers!